The Children's Center focuses on children from infancy through the age of 5 who have disabilities. These disabilities can range from mild to severe. We serve children in their home when that's the most appropriate thing to do, and of course it is when they're infants. And then we bring them into the center when they can socially benefit from one another. We also see them in daycares and whatever, see them at grandmother's house. Whatever their life is where we go. And keep in mind when we serve children, we're also serving families. The center has really a dual mission. Being housed here at the university, one of the primary missions is to train future therapists and future teachers. We are a living, learning demonstration lab. But of course, side by side as a primary objective would be serving children with disabilities. So one needs the other. Our university students are trained here, but they also assist us and learn on the job. And families come from all over the state because even though there are many more services than there used to be, it is still quite a specialty. And not every area of our state has services to address the needs of the kind of children we see.
When our son was very young, we found out he had developmental delays and a lot of speech and language, specifically issues, along with some other physical issues he had.
Alex has speech problems. I began to notice about 6 months ago.
Mason is a unique little fella. He is cerebral palsy for lack of any other diagnosis. We started out with hypotonia, which, if you're not familiar with it, is just a state where he was not able to hold up head, anything, just very, very low muscle tone.
Brody was born at 25 weeks, 5 days. He weighed 1 pound, 14 ounces. And it was pretty much a day-by-day situation. They told us that he wouldn't make it. Told us to pull the plug many times, told us that if we didn't, he would be probably institutionalized, he would never walk, he would never talk, just basically be a vegetable. And I just refused to believe until all of a sudden, finally, they believed.
The Children's Center did pioneer in the state of Mississippi this effort to address the needs, educational needs of children from infancy through 5 years of age. There were some spotty services here and there, but no one had taken the initiative anywhere in our state to develop a full program for these children. Everything that one can think of that an infant or a toddler does spontaneously, our children need training with. It might be holding their bottle, it might be holding their spoon, it might be crawling, it's certainly conversing. All of our children do have language disorders. So we set up the training based on the individual child's need, and then we set up the training through a team of professionals, and that's one thing that makes us very unique and is difficult to find, where you have a team of specialists, physical therapy, occupational therapy, special education services, speech pathology, behavior services, audiology. A parent can walk in our door with their child and get all the services that they need.
Absolutely, the Children's Center just exceeded every expectation that I could have ever imagined, simply because when I first had Brody, being 1 pound, 14 ounces, I had no clue that he'd be able to sit in a chair, much less be able to sit and participate and sing a song, be able to say his ABCs, be able to spell his color words. So yes, in every way, they exceeded my expectations. They have brought him from saying mama to saying sentences.
I think this will be beneficial to, honestly, in any aspect dealing with him starting school. When he gets kindergarten, first grade, I think he will remember this, at the Children's Center.
Not only Mason, but I think every child that comes here has an excellent relationship with the teachers, because the teachers, that's one thing they strive and work for. They know they have to make that connection with the child, because as you're working with each child, you see the child sometimes through their eyes, sometimes through movements they make. Because of their disabilities, you have to read each of them in a different way. And every teacher here is so focused on that. And every child picks up on that so much that the relationship between the teachers and child is such a special bond.
When we get to observe the kids in their rooms, not only the teachers, but also I think they have the graduate assistants from USM and everybody who's in the room helping their kids. And they all take a genuine interest and love the kids. And you can tell that it's not just a job, but a calling on their life.
First of all, we want to reach that child's optimal potential. I mean, just like any parent wants for their child. So we're striving for the most they can give us. And this will be a wide spectrum of abilities. So each child is looked at very individually, and we hope for all of our children, and we plan for all of our children, that at the age of 5, when they transition out of the Children's Center into whatever their world will be, public school system, private school, home school, that they will have in place a communication system of some sort. It might be verbal, it might be through picture support, it might be electronic, and that they will also have a way, if physically possible, to ambulate. So in other words, we want them ideally walking, running, kicking balls. If this isn't possible because of their disability, then we want the walkers in place, the wheelchairs in place. We want that child to go to their school system, ambulating, moving around, and communicating.
When he was 2, did I think that he would be walking into a school on a walker, going into a room to start learning sight words? Absolutely not.
I've had job offers in other places, and one of the number one considerations in looking at jobs for me is how it affects my family. And as long as we're here, it's almost hard to consider a job anywhere else because of our ties to the Children's Center and what they're doing for our family at this stage in our life.
The center has the most exceptional equipment that you can ever ask for. The playground is so well equipped that it is basically a learning center in itself just to go out to recess. They can learn so much and become so social out there with all of the tools that they need.
Alex normally cries when I leave him with anyone except for his father. And he walked away with Miss Burgess just fine, happy, excited. Didn't look back and ask for mommy or ask if I was coming with him. So yeah, I knew he was comfortable.
I feel like that Brody, he feels safe and secure at the Children's Center. He's able to come into an environment that's fun, it's loving,